You've seen it before, that person who barely speaks, yet somehow owns the room. They don't shout, they don't try to be funny, but when they talk, everyone listens, and long after the conversation ends, people still remember what they said. Meanwhile, you talk more, way more, but your words fade into the noise. People smile politely, not out of habit, but they're not hearing you, and you wonder, why do their few words land harder than all of mine? It's not about being louder. It's not about being smarter. It's about presence and the weight that presence gives your words. Because true communication isn't performance, it's alignment. Most people think attraction comes from addition. Be funnier, be smarter, fill every silence with something clever. But the Stoics understood something deeper. Power comes from subtraction. You don't need to add more, you need to remove what's false. Remove the need for approval. Remove the urge to perform. Remove the fear of silence. The moment you stop chasing attention is the moment people start giving it. Today, I'll share 6 timeless principles that transform how people listen to you, not because you're trying to impress them, but because you've become someone worth listening to. Phrase 1. Tell me more about that. 4 simple words, but they shift everything. When someone shares something, don't hijack it with your own story. Don't say, "Oh, I did that too," or "You should try this." That's ego talking. Instead, pause, look at them, say, "Tell me more about that," and then just listen. Not the fake kind of listening where you're waiting for your turn to speak. Real listening, the kind that says, "I actually care about what you're saying," because most people don't want to be impressed, they want to be understood. When they leave that conversation, they won't remember your words, they'll remember how you made them feel. Phrase 2. I don't know. 3 words that separate the wise from the insecure. Most people fake knowledge to protect their ego. They talk in circles, pretending they understand. But you can feel it, hollow confidence. The truly confident person says, "I don't know," calmly, without shame, because they know their worth isn't tied to having all the answers, and that honesty builds trust. When people know you'll admit what you don't know, they'll believe you when you speak about what you do. Phrase 3. That sounds hard. Someone shares a struggle, and your reflex is to fix it. You offer advice, solutions, quick answers. You mean well, but what they hear is, "This should be easy." Instead, just acknowledge their pain. Say, "That sounds hard." You're not fixing, you're validating. And validation is more healing than advice. People don't need you to fix them. They need a space where they can finally be heard. Phrase 4. Silence. Most people fear it, they rush to fill it, but silence isn't empty, it's powerful. When you speak rarely, your words carry weight. When you pause before answering, people lean in. That space between your words, that's where your message lands. Be the person who can sit in silence without fear, because silence makes others reveal themselves, and those who are truly grounded aren't afraid of quiet. Phrase 5. I appreciate you, not thank you, not thanks for your help. Those are transactional. I appreciate you is personal. It recognizes who they are, not just what they did. Use it sparingly, but mean it fully, because people remember when they're seen, not for what they give, but for who they've become. That simple acknowledgement builds loyalty deeper than any reward ever could. Phrase 6. No, the hardest one, the most freeing one. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you teach people that your time doesn't matter. But when you say no clearly, calmly, without apology, you earn respect. Your yes gains value only when your no has boundaries. People may be surprised at first, but deep down they'll know you're someone who values your own energy, and that's magnetic. These 6 principles, curiosity, honesty, empathy, silence, recognition, and boundaries, are not techniques, they're character in motion. Because real charisma doesn't come from performance, it comes from presence. You don't have to act confident, you have to become someone who no longer needs to perform confidence. Stop filling every silence, stop explaining yourself to be liked, stop saying yes just to avoid discomfort. The moment you stop performing is the moment people start paying attention. Not to your words, but to you. Comment below, I choose presence over performance. Let's see how many of us are ready to communicate with truth, not noise.